All right, this is Franklin Cruz. So I'm on the call with Gregory. And so Gregory reached out to me a while back. And so if you're watching this and you got a piece of land and it doesn't matter where you're at in the United States of America, basically I can optimize and figure out what is the best way to go with the land. It may not be what you want to do with the land, but I'm going to figure out some kind of way that we can make it profitable. So anyway, I want to have this as, Gray's former military guy. I'm former Army as well. And so, anyway, great. Tell me a little bit about, first of all, first full name, where are you from, and then tell me how did you reach out? How did you find me as well?
Hey, how you doing? My name is Greg Gordon. I'm from South Carolina, but currently I live in Northern Virginia. I
That's where the
found
accent's
Cruz.
from.
I found Franklin on LinkedIn. Matter of fact, I think my wife found him because
Yeah,
we were
she reached
searching
out. Yeah.
for yeah, we were searching for a developer to help me because I'm in the process of trying to develop some land I have in South Carolina, in a rural part of South Carolina, and
Low
it's my
country.
first project. The low
Okay.
country, very low country, very low country.
Mm-hmm.
So it's my first project. I never developed the land before. I have a renovation company. We build, we modify, anything that a renovation company may do. But building a development was something new for me. So I wanted to find a mentor that can guide me in the direction I needed to go, get the lessons from. Uh, Point me in the right direction where I don't spend too much money that I already spend. Because
Yeah.
I ran into a lot of people that said they can help, but they're really taking my money, basically. They're not pointing me in the right direction. They're not telling me the ins and outs. They're not telling me what to do, what not to do. So, and you meet these people and, they tell you they do this and that. And you just got to go with what they think because you don't know. You don't know.
Yeah. You
But
don't
when I
know.
met Franklin, I think he was out running and he was telling about a project he did
Yeah.
and he was mentioning about mentorship and
Okay.
how important mentorship is. And the vibe that he was giving during the video, I think it struck me and my wife that this seemed like an honest guy with a lot of integrity. So that's one of the things that drew me to you, man.
I appreciate it.
Plus, you was in the military. We like brothers, so
That's a
uh,
plus.
so you know how that's a big
I'm,
plus.
I'm
That's a
gonna be
big
your
plus.
trust. I'm gonna be
So,
your
but
truth teller.
yeah, and every time I called during this whole process, anytime I called, he was answering. He came out with a lot of um, ideas for my project. Not being, for you not being in the area or knowing the area, you came up with a lot of good ideas that I never thought of.
So
So,
tell me originally, what did you want to do with the project, and how much were you into it beforehand? That's the first question. So, how large was the project? What was your vision at in the beginning?
so the project, it has 10 acres of land.
Yeah.
My goal is to create. Well, on paper, I had 60 homes I wanted to do out there. You know,
Okay.
by talking to Franklin, get me straight on what I need to do, and cut it down to 30.
Well, right up. Let's go.
Um,
Let's bring it back. I don't want you to just say I cut it because it wasn't. So,
well, okay, go
good.
ahead, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead,
I was gonna
go
say, so it
go
was 60, and you did talk with the local county before you even met me, correct?
ahead.
To
Mhm.
see what does that look like? When I came on board, what I was looking for was saying, okay, what are the actual fees first? First, like let's do a feasibility. What does it actually cost? Soft costs. What is the wastewater connection? What does the water look like? What is the impact fees, if any? Like, do we have any of that, right? And I
Right, right,
believe you had some of those answered, but not all of them. So first I
right,
wanted to dig into like, what's the truth behind it? And then is that even doable? And then, okay, so if we build this out on the 60, infrastructure and land, is there any comps? That was my biggest thing is like, is there any
right,
comps that is selling? So
right.
then, what was the homework assignment that I gave you for that? You remember?
Well, reach out to a realtor to see what's selling in the area.
Yeah.
And the big thing. for this property, it's in a rural part of South Carolina.
Yep.
Nobody has built in that area, and Lord knows when, you know.
Yeah.
So
Probably until Jesus was walking over there. I don't know. It's
exactly,
like-
and you drive through it, you can tell it hasn't been built around there in a while. So,
yeah.
finding the comps was a main thing that, you pointed me to. That was probably one of the main things. And you got me in touch with I forgot the lady name, but a good realtor.
Yeah.
She's out there, doing her
And then
thing, telling me what
and then we
what
did.
to
And
do
what
and
did
what
we
not.
find out? So what did we find out when it comes down to what's selling? And then if we were to build this, bare minimum on the build side. Go
Mhm.
ahead. I'll let you explain it.
Yeah, because what we found out is building a house in that particular area, it will have to be real cost efficient, which which is something you can't really do down there because building a home, it's not s- according to the realtor, it has to be under $200,000 basically
Yeah.
to be to
And you need
sell.
a bigger lot. So over
And
there, you need a bigger lot, which a lot over there is quarter acre, basically. A lot that's selling. So quarter acre
correct,
with something on it, and you have to be able to build that, and then that's including infrastructure, impact fee, all the fees. So you got to be below 200, so you can make a profit, so you could do this again. And I think when we got our numbers, you would have been at like 230.
we
Uh,
brought it to there. Yep. Yep.
so so you
Yep.
take 230, you take 230, that means that we probably would have been negative 30 times what you said, 60 houses.
Yeah, it was 60 at the time. It was 60. Yep.
Yeah, so you gotta factor in, you would have lost 1.8 million dollars.
Yeah. Yeah. So stuff like that, it it taught me how to. Well, it taught me the process of what I need to do first of all. That's one thing. One thing is the comps and the fees in that area. Another thing, the guys haven't built in there for years. So these fees, these connection fees, water fees, all these fees are something that they don't even have a clue of what they're charging you.
Yep.
So that's something new with the whole county itself. And trying to find that was kind of is a pain dealing with them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So then that was one avenue, but then we also thought about and we started looking through okay, what if we don't do houses, but what if we do manufactured homes,
Right.
right? And
Yes,
so then those numbers are tight, but then what happened with the feedback from the county?
yeah. So the where the land is, where the property is, they don't want to zone it for manufacturing homes. So they trying to do anything except manufacturing homes. So basically, it's zoning for residential home.
Yeah.
That's something they all want to move toward.
So then we could have pushed, but also that's not kind of your vision for it as well. So then what comes up for me was then I'm attempting to look at every avenue because
Yeah,
you have to do what they call an absorption study to say,
yeah,
okay, how's this area coming? There is a new um, company coming on board in that area, which is a good thing. They're going to need a place to stay, right? So there's possibility there, but again, it won't be the houses, right? And then, so that's one. So then you got to look at like, okay, what's in the area? So what we found was across the street, it's industrial. It's
right.
an industrial area, and next to it, it is the city's jail um,
Yeah,
that is right next door to it. So this is like a commercial area.
yeah,
So then what I looked at was like, all right, well, there's a big piece of land. He got rid of the two manufactured homes that are there. So the other option was outdoor storage. So on that one, I think when I looked at that, that was probably the only thing that I see that could potentially work right now.
right.
And I kind of when I looked at the absorption was like actually I think that would be the only thing that's going to work for a long time because that particular area, it's just it's tough. It's tough because you need a lot more than just one person to start transforming an area. And I would hate for you to hold on to this, then actually get something on there, make some kind of money, and then kind of move on to another project that you're closer to, because you actually don't live in South Carolina, you live in Virginia.
Right.
Yeah. So how far is this place from where you're at now?
How far the place in South Carolina?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a 9 hour drive.
Yeah, so it's exactly. Yeah, so let's think. So if he would have built out there, now you got to coordinate subcontractors, permitting, all this other things from another location that you're not even close by. And then why is this place so near and dear to your heart as well? So people can understand this.
Well, I'm gonna tell you this. I don't know if I ever told you this, frankly. The place is located. I'm from a town called Hampton, South Carolina, and it's about 15 minutes from the property is like 15 minutes from Hampton.
Yeah.
That area the property is on a main highway, which is called US 278, which is a main area, a main road that takes you from one part of South Carolina to the another, but basically. That road, my dad drove on that road every day.
Okay.
And every day he passed that land.
Okay.
So, and and before I bought that piece of land, there was a suburban gas company on it. So I'm sure during that time when he was driving that road every day, he saw that gas company. So my vision for it when I'm able, I plan to still do it, but eventually, probably right now is not a good time. But whenever that time happens, I plan to name that property after my dad because I know because even down further down, maybe a couple of miles from the property, me and my mom used to pick my dad up in the mornings and bring him home because he
Okay.
worked after hours, and we go
Yeah.
pick him up in Atlanta, too far from there. So that's what really make it dear to me because I was planning to name it after him and maybe make it name it like Cruz did one of his properties,
Well, they
put
named
his
it after
name.
me. I didn't do that, but I was
Right, right,
blessed.
exactly.
What
So
was your dad's name
that
again?
Lee Van Gordon.
Lee Van Gordon. Okay.
Yeah, I was raised by my grandparents really. So it's my grandfather, but it's my dad. So
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
all I
I
knew.
totally get that. Interesting.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
now, how has it been? I guess if somebody's watching this and they're saying, "Man, if I want to apply and work with Franklin, what would you recommend for them? What would you tell them?"
I think to make that move because he's real knowledgeable and ideas that you have, man. You seem like you've been doing this for years. So you've been around a different types of people. So and you pick up from the very beginning. I think when me and you first talked, before we even did anything, you told me, have I did this and this and this. I said, nah, man, I didn't think I had to do that type of stuff. So,
Hmm.
the knowledge that you have is very valuable, man. And you like I was saying, your integrity, your honesty, but everything. And me and you talked, I think like a couple of weeks ago, you told me about the vision. My vision might not be for this property here. You know,
Hmm.
that right there is being honest with me and about, telling me like it is really instead of sugarcoating, you know. But I think that
To me, we need
your
more
knowledge
truth tellers in our life more than anything.
exactly. So that's a big thing for me, especially with this project. I done ran into a couple of guys that they tell me blow smoke and all this other type of stuff, and I don't know the difference.
Yeah.
But
Well, I
but
appreciate that. Well, if
but I
anybody's watching
appreciate you
this is coming from his mouth, and you could reach out to him at any time. Correct? They could email you if they got questions.
anytime, anytime.
Perfect. What's your email address as well, so that they could listen to this?
But my first name is Greggy, Gregggy at Galk development.com.
All right, perfect. Reach out to him. All right. Thanks, guys.
Okay.